The night the storm arrived, it did not knock, it roared. Thunder shook the sky, rain crashed onto the broken roof, and inside a tiny dim room, a young orphan boy named Yusuf sat hugging an old Quran close to his chest. His lips trembled as he whispered, "Oh Allah, why am I alone?" He had lost both his parents at a very young age. Since then, he lived with his weak old grandmother in a small, fragile house at the edge of the town. They were poor, often hungry, and had no one to depend on except Allah. Every morning before Fajr, his grandmother would wake him gently and say, "My child, people with wealth sleep, but people who have Allah wake up for prayer." Yusuf never complained, but deep inside his heart carried silent pain. At school, other children laughed at him. One day a boy mocked him and said, "If Allah loves you so much, why are you poor?" The class laughed loudly. Yusuf stayed silent, but that question pierced his heart. That very night, a terrible storm hit the town. His grandmother suddenly became very sick. The doctor said she needed medicine, but Yusuf had no money. So in the heavy rain, he ran barefoot to the nearby mosque. Inside the mosque, the old imam saw the soaked, crying boy and asked softly, "My son, why are you here in this storm?" Yusuf replied with tears, "I have no parents, no money, only Allah. But does Allah really hear someone like me?" The imam smiled gently and told him a story. The bird leaves its nest every morning with an empty stomach, trusting Allah for food. It returns every evening with a full stomach. Tell me, Yusuf, is your Lord less merciful than he is to a bird? Yusuf's tears fell faster. The imam placed some money in his hand and said, "This is not from me. This is from the one who heard your dua before you spoke." That night changed Yusuf forever. Years passed. Yusuf grew into a humble, honest young man known for his strong faith. One day, his employer trusted him with a large amount of money to deliver to another city. On the journey, a stranger whispered, "No one will know. Keep the money and change your life." For a moment, Yusuf imagined comfort, food, and a better home. But then he remembered the imam's words. He closed his eyes and firmly said, "I may fool people, but I can never fool Allah." He returned every coin honestly. The employer, moved by his honesty, made him a partner in the shop. Yusuf fell into sajda and whispered, "O Allah, you were never late. I was just impatient." With time, Yusuf became financially stable, but he never forgot his painful past. So he began helping poor people, feeding orphans, and buying medicines for the sick. People began calling him the Lamp of Tawakkul. One evening, Yusuf saw a lonely orphan boy sitting near the mosque door, just like he once did. He sat beside him and said, "You are not alone. You have Allah. And today, you also have me." Years later, Yusuf's grandmother passed away peacefully after Fajr. Her last words were, "My child, never doubt Allah's plan, even when it hurts." Her death broke him, but his faith stayed strong. One stormy night again, Yusuf stood in prayer and whispered, "If this world leaves me, but you remain, I am still the richest servant alive." Old age came, and Yusuf became very ill. The entire town gathered to make dua for him, the same people he once helped. The imam, now very old, visited him and said, "That stormy night you came to the mosque was the night Allah chose you to become an answer to other people's duas." Yusuf smiled peacefully and whispered his final words, "O Allah, I came to you with nothing. You gave me patience. I came to you broken. You gave me purpose. Now I return to you, hoping you are pleased with me." With Allah's name on his lips, his soul returned to its creator. After his death, the town discovered that Yusuf had secretly saved money to build an orphan center and free clinic. On the gate of the orphan center, it was written, "Whoever has Allah is never alone, and his story became a light for every broken heart that still trusts in Allah.